That's fine. Hey, there we go. Now it's working. We're going to hit the go live button bright and early. Welcome back to Tailosive Tech, live on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a lot of debt to accumulate today. Everything's going on the Apple Card. I hope you guys are ready. We've got all kinds of things to pre-order this morning. I'm probably going to get the same question over and over and over again, but I just want to let the Twitterverse know that I'm going live. So here I go, sending the tweet. There, it has been made. People on the Twitterverse now know. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining the stream. It's too early, says why Mike. He's like, oh my goodness. Why does Apple make us do this? I know. I mean, it's not that early for most of the country, but I agree. If they let us do this at 7 a.m. instead of 5, I wouldn't honestly be that upset. But hey, Viper's in the chat as well. How's it going? You'd be ordering the Siri remote. Yeah, we should be able to order that. Here's the weird thing. This is not the same as the AirTag pre-order night because the Apple Store, if you guys have been paying attention, is still up. You can still, like, look at the Apple Store. It's not down or anything. I have everything favorited because I'm a prepared boy. So everything I plan on ordering, I gave the little heart to. For those who were confused or misunderstood me, Viper just got out of bed. You're in a later time zone than I am, Viper. This should be easier for you. Okay. I plan on getting the space gray 12.9-inch base model iPad Pro. So I'm fine with 128 gigs. I am still using 64 gigs on this iPad Pro that I have from 2018, and it's still has not been filled up. I have not even filled it up halfway. So I don't really care much about getting a ton of storage, but I ran a Twitter poll and everyone was saying to get Space Gray. So I'm just going to fall back on you guys. If something goes wrong with the Space Gray option, it'll be your fault. I will hold each of you personally responsible. But I ran a poll and I decided to honor the results of the poll. So final results via Twitter and YouTube, I believe, is I asked what color iMac I should get, and pretty much everyone universally said blue, probably because that's kind of the theme with the tech channel and all that. So no, I'm not getting the 16 gigs of RAM iPad Pro because, again, it's an iPad Pro. And so far, I'm not convinced that there will be any features that the 16 gig of RAM iPad could have that the 8 gig of RAM iPad couldn't. I don't run into any RAM issues with this iPad Pro, and it has 4 gigs of RAM. So I'll be replacing this iPad with double the RAM. I'm not anticipating to have any issues. And also the MacBook Air with the M1 chip I reviewed last year had 8 gigs of RAM, and this is unified memory. Okay, so this is not the same RAM as, you know, building your own custom PC. So I don't see the point in opting for, how much do you have to spend to get the 16 gig of RAM option? $1,800. Jeez, my goodness. That's an additional $700 on top of the base model just to increase the RAM, and you're still running iPadOS. You still can basically run 2 apps at the same time. So I think 16 gigs of RAM is a bit overkill. I'm getting the iMac, but mainly to review. It's not to keep. There were some people that thought because I ranted on the new iMac or complained about the new iMac design, that must mean I'm not getting it, even though in the video ranting about the iMac, I said, I'm still getting it to review, but I'm not going to keep it. There's all kinds of products I review for the sake of, you know, the channel, because people want opinions on it and people want firsthand impressions, and it's safe to say it's a little bit different to look at a product online versus use it in person. So because this is the first iMac redesign we've had in over a decade, yes, I'm checking it out. Yes, I want to use it in person in the real world, but that does not mean keeping it. That's very, very different thing. So I'll be getting the mid-tier option, which is $1,500. That one comes with Touch ID and 4 USB-C ports on the back, although only 2 of them are Thunderbolt 3, which still annoys me to this day. We got 10 minutes if you're just joining the live stream. The Apple Store is still not down, which is weird, but you should be able to order all this stuff within the next 10 minutes. Wow, Michael Tristan, thank you for the super chat. It says, here's a little help with the debt. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. Um, would you keep the Mac's keyboard? No, I don't think you can. They probably wouldn't give you a refund if you tried to keep the iMac's keyboard. Though I'm curious if I try to pair it with other Apple devices if it will work, because from what I've heard from the event, it sounded like you would be able to use the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID alongside any other device that has an M1 or any other Mac that has an M1, because I'm like, well, can I use it with an iPad? Can I use it with my iMac Pro? I'm guessing no, but either way, I want to try. And then also I'm getting the cheapest Apple TV 4K possible. So I definitely want to try the new remote, but I don't have an Apple TV. I haven't had an Apple TV in a long time. So I have to buy the whole new TV. I can't just get the remote. Otherwise, I wouldn't really be able to do much with it. So those are the three things I'm planning on ordering. Not much outside of that. Yeah, when it comes to unified memory, I think that 8 gigs is fine. As someone who does live streams and also edits a lot of videos in Final Cut, I was not running into any RAM management issues with 8 gigs of RAM. So honestly, I don't know that many people that should get the 16 gig of RAM option. The only one I can imagine is the only reason I could imagine someone would need the extra RAM is maybe if you do Logic and you have like tons and tons of tracks within Logic. So hopefully that means the iPads are getting Logic in June with quadruple UDC, but um, that's not a guarantee. And simultaneously, Marquez Brownlee himself is the one who said, don't buy a product expecting future software updates to fix it later. Buy it for what it is. Don't buy it for empty promises. So that makes it hard to know whether or not what type of iPad Pro we should get. I'm really, really hoping that we get Final Cut and some more Pro applications for the iPad to take advantage of the M1 chip that's now on it, but no promises. We don't know for sure. Let's see. I'm sure you've already seen it, but you can technically play around with the pre-order page if you want to check it out now. You just have to put in the direct link. Yeah, I have. Mike and Nick were playing around with it last night. I guess you can change a few settings that you couldn't change before. I don't know of that many other options that really allowed for, but looked almost equal in Logic. Only difference Max saw was in Final Cut. That's weird because I was editing like multiple 4K streams in Final Cut with 8 gigs of RAM and it was totally fine. No, I'm not planning on keeping all the products I buy. Definitely not the iMac. Apple TV, probably not. If it wows me and it just integrates into my life so flawlessly that I can't live without it, maybe I'll keep the Apple TV. But I don't see that happening. Though now I know that I can use my old keyboard case with the mini-LED iPad Pro. If you weren't aware of that, congratulations. Apple finally updated the support documents for the newer Magic Keyboard case, saying that the mini-LED iPad will work with the old one. It just might not fit exactly right. So that of course makes me very, very happy to see. So I'll probably end up keeping that one. I'm definitely going to try to sell my old iPad Pro to kind of offset some of the cost, but probably going to keep that one. Bror Alwyn, hey, Alwyn Art, super chat. It says, decided I'm getting the new 12.9 inch Pro. All right, big purchase coming up. Congratulations. You've got 7 minutes until we get into massive debt together as a community. And I'm putting everything today on the Apple Card, which should be interesting. How fast do you think the new iMac will sell out? Well, these types of pre-orders, these types of Apple products, they actually rarely ever sell out. It's not really a thing. They just kind of get back-ordered. They'll push back delivery dates substantially, but they don't really just sell out to the point of, you can't buy them. So how quickly could the ship date slip? I mean, it could be within the first hour. The main reason I don't think it'll be because of high demand, though. I mean, I definitely believe that there will be a ton of YouTubers and a ton of people in the tech community ordering this new iMac, but in regards to average people, average consumers, I don't know. I still feel like the market for uh family Macs, like we all have one computer that's in the kitchen or the office and people take turns using it. It's my turn, I want to have the computer time. I feel like that's kind of a dated model now. I feel like most people would rather just have the that they would rather have the iPad or the iPhone that they can take with them, or the laptop that they could use in different rooms. And now the iMac has got the same CPU as MacBooks that are cheaper, that you can take with you and are more versatile because they're mobile. And for basic, Zoom meetings and stuff, an iPad works for that fine. So I don't know. I just feel like the target demographic of the entry-level iMac is probably not terribly interested in getting them. Someone says, why don't you trade in your old iPad? Because trade-in values suck. And I'm not in that big a hurry. The only reason you should trade in something is because you're in a hurry and you can't sell it yourself. If you can sell something yourself, you will almost always get a much better deal. I think the trade-in value for my current iPad Pro is like $500. Whereas I'm pretty confident I'd be able to sell it for $700 or $800 if I can find a good buyer for it. How much Bitcoin do you want? I'll take whatever you got. Do you think the iMac shipping items will slip due to the chip shortages? Yeah, actually, that's part of the reason I was going to mention. There are chip shortages, and these iMacs are coming in quite a few colors. And whenever you have to have lots of different color options, that typically results in there being less quantity for each color. So if there's a bunch of people that start ordering a single color, but Apple created like an equal amount of iMacs for each color option, that means that ship dates are going to start slipping very, very quickly for certain colors that are likely going to be more popular than others. And based on the Twitter and YouTube polls I was running, it seemed like a lot of people wanted blue and a lot of people wanted silver. So I'm guessing that those ship dates might slip very, very quickly. Trade in for Apple products is always less than half. Yeah, it's never very good. When can we pre-order? It looks like 4 to 3 minutes from now. Biblical Ways News super chatted, says, while I got a MacBook Pro M1, all it was ripped my wallet, but I love it so fast. Okay, I think I understand what you're saying. I'm glad it's fast, and hopefully it works out for you. Let's see. When can I expect the 12.9-inch iPad if I engrave it? I don't make the rules. I'm not the one making these things. You're going to have to ask Apple that. I don't know. Sometimes engraving does postpone deliveries by a week or so. I've seen that happen, but I don't know if that's an official thing. Don't engrave your iPad though. It just kills your resale value, and you never see that part. You're never going to look back here. It's not worth it. Don't bother. I'll be getting my AirTags later today. Yes, I do expect it has shipped for me, and UPS is still telling me to expect them to deliver today. But it'll probably be later in the day. Probably not super early. 12 Jolk super chatted. Thank you. Chris Norton says, have some cash for your Apple products. Thank you, Chris. That's unnecessary, but thank you. Man, everybody's being generous today. Thanks. Is the new iMac worth it? I don't think so. If I wasn't a YouTuber, I definitely wouldn't be picking it up. I feel like to anybody out there who's thinking about getting the new iMac, I would either recommend you get a Mac Mini with the same chip and substantially cheaper, and with better I/O, in my opinion, or get a MacBook Air that's also cheaper, that also comes with Touch ID, that also has a battery, that it also has the same chip, and you can take that device with you and still have all that great performance, but also take it with you wherever you want to go. And if you want a bigger screen because you wanted a 24-inch display or something, then just buy a MacBook Air and then buy an external monitor. That's like, in order to get an iMac with Touch ID, you have to spend $1,500. So that gives you a budget of $500 to spend on an additional monitor. I'm sure you could get a pretty nice one that's even over 24 inches. I was looking at a 4K 28-inch monitor on Amazon yesterday. All you got to do is go to Amazon and search just go to Amazon and search 4K monitor. I bet it'll be the first result. Like, if you just want a big screen and the M1 chip, then I would honestly highly, highly recommend going with a MacBook Air and an external monitor, or a Mac Mini. Then you can customize what kind of mouse and keyboard you want, because a lot of people seem to not like the Magic Mouse. So we got 1 minute, guys, until the pre-orders go up, but I still can't select the item. Mike's texting me, trying to get himself a shout out. But I still can't hit the select button. So 1 minute to go. Very, very bizarre that the Apple Store didn't go down this time. Normally it would. You know, the iPad Pro is, I think, what I'm most excited for because I do plan on keeping that one. So I'm going to be refreshing that one first because I would like to purchase it. I bought the M1 MacBook Air last Christmas. It's my first Mac ever, and I love it. Good. I'm glad you love it. The MacBook Air is, like, amazing. If you want to talk about all-in-one devices that you can just plug and play, then, yeah, insanely good performance, really, really good portability. The fact that you can get really, really fast performance with a fanless design like a MacBook Air. They call it the MacBook Air because there's no air in it. You know, like, it's amazing how fast it is. Okay, it's 5 a.m. for me, and I'm still not getting it. Will the M1 MacBook Pro have a greater resale value? Ooh, okay, sorry. I'm going to ignore the chat for a second. Wait, it's saying, error, the product you are trying to buy is no longer available. What? No way. You can't do this. Apple, no. I'm sure it's glitching. Okay, the iPad Pro. Okay, the iMac button is still not there. It's not letting me tap it. But the iPad Pro button was there for a second, and now it's gone. Do I have to change the color option or something? What's going on? What's happening? Whoa, it's letting me order the silver one, but not the space gray one? No, what? You can't do this. It says order today, delivers May 21st. Okay, the rumors were true. It's saying May 21st. Oh no, the app is glitchy. Maybe I need to close the app and open again. They're not going to sell out that quick. Call Mate. Call them yourselves. Call Mate. Okay, let me try this again. It says delivery currently unavailable. It's not letting me order any color option. Weird. Why not? What's the... This must be a bug on their end. Come on, Apple. Okay, it's letting me... Okay, we got the configurator for the iMac. It's saying... Is this the Magic? Okay, yeah, this is the one with Touch ID. I'm going to try to add it to... No, it's still saying not available. What the heck? It sold out that fast. It still won't let me add this to my bag. That's so... the stress. Why not? Why won't it let me? Should I try the website? Oh, no. Oh, no. I hate it when this happens. It says available and add to bag and stuff, but it's not letting me buy it. I hate it when they do this. Okay. I got favorites. I'm going to try it on the website now. It wants me to sign in, of course. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. I already was signed in. Okay, let me try it on the web page. Oh, it doesn't even let me order it on the... Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, let me try this. Add to bag. Yes! Okay, that worked. Let me try it. Check favorites again. All right, we're going with the website, folks. The website is my backup. Add to bag. Good. Still says May 21st. That's good. Favorites. Apple TV. Please let me add. Thank you. It's working now. See, so the website appears to be working for me, not the app. Wait, what? Now I go to the bag and it says your items are no longer available. What? Your bag is empty? How did they sell out so fast? I don't get it. This is crazy. What's going on? No, no, no. We can't lose this. We're 3 minutes in. We're going to lose it. They're going to sell out. This is so weird. Yeah, the Apple Store app is still saying items are not available. Even though it let me add these... It let me add these items to my bag on the web page. Let me review bag. Okay, I'm getting further this time. Check out with Apple Pay. Your items are no longer available. What the heck? I'm so confused. Even the website is not working, for me at least. Are you guys having any luck? People are saying it's not letting people order. Sheesh, try the website. Get the Apple TV first. I'm trying to get anything first. People are saying website is broken. Website is better. Try website. I did try the website. Close the app. I did close the app, and I reopened it again to no avail. They didn't sell out. What is going on? First time, no, same. I just bought all of them. People are saying pre-orders don't work. Come on, Apple. You should be smarter than this. Oh, okay. It let me add the silver one to my bag. But not the black one. Okay, I think it's working. It just let me add the silver one. Oh god, I didn't want to call anyone. What? Why are they calling me? Okay, let me try the iMac now. Yeah, that's letting me add it to bag. Good. Okay, I think they fixed it. I'm using the app. Oh, not the Apple TV. The Apple TV's still not working. Oh, now I come here and it's like some of the items are not available. Okay, I got the iMac in my bag. Let me try to order this. Buy with Apple Pay. Delivers May 21st. Cool. I think that's the right payment info. I'm not going to show you the screen because there's private information on it, but I'm trying to order the new iMac first. It says processing done. Okay. It says thank you. Let me try the iPad Pro again. Wow. Okay. It let me order the Space Gray, even though it said, now it seems to work. All right. It's working for me. Delivers May 21st. I'm going to try with Apple Pay. Processing payment. Here we go. It took 3 times. The Apple TV was not working for me, but I got the iMac and I got the iPad now. Thank you. Your order is confirmed. Got it. Good. Let me try the Apple TV. Oh, I think it's working. Product added to bag. Perfect. Man, all the debt delivers May 21st. Okay. $193 with tax. My goodness. We can do this. Oh, man, the stress. I purchased my remote. Good. I got the iPad to go through. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got my third confirmation. The items have been ordered, and man, that was more stressful than I thought it was going to be. This is why I think it's better for Apple to close the Apple Store. Like, that didn't seem to happen. Oh my God, look at the app. It's so filled with stuff. I got like, your order has shipped for AirTag, iMac. Your order has been placed, iPad. Your order has been placed, Apple TV. Your order has been placed. So many orders have been filled now. Look, this is the sign of an addiction. This is an Apple sheep's addiction to Apple products. This is crazy. Wow. So many orders gone through. Well, I guess I can unfavorite these items. I'm glad I got Space Gray. For a while there, I was concerned that it was only letting me order the silver iPad Pro. And I was like, Apple, the Twitter poll said I had to get Space Gray. Okay. That was very stressful. Like, that didn't happen when the AirTag page went up last week. You could order it right away, but they didn't take the Apple Store page down this time, and we got all these item not available. Whew, okay, I bought my new remote, so hyped. Glad you guys did it. Anybody still having issues? Keep me updated in the chat if any of you out there are still struggling. People are saying, got my iPad 12.9 inch. In India, not available. Were these going to be available in India? I don't remember. The store probably broke with the amount of people ordering stuff. Yeah, that might be it. But why not take the Apple Store down? I feel like that helps clear up server space. Which color iMac? I honored the polls. People on both YouTube and Twitter asked me to get the blue iMac, so that's the one I got. And I did get the one with Touch ID. Oh, I should check the Mac accessories page. Maybe, are they going to let you buy that separately yet? Or is that still going to be exclusive to only the iMac? I'll check the Mac accessories tab. I'm going to look. I don't see it. Mice and keyboards. Yeah, I don't see it. So at this time, it appears that they are not letting you buy the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID separately. I hope that they do let you buy that later, because that for a Mac Mini or a Mac Pro or something would be really nice. Let's see. I'm still having an issue. I can get all the way to the last step and then it says nothing in your cart. Yeah, that happened to me too, where it was like, oh, there's nothing in your cart after I added several things. Got the new iMac, just ordered mine and it worked. Okay, it took me about 5 minutes before the order page started actually taking my order, but now we can watch the Apple Store page and see if anything starts slipping. So if you guys are playing around with the Apple Store page, let me know if you see any ship dates slipping for any of this stuff. Also, I'm curious if the regular iPad Pro 11-inch, is that ship date going to be May 21st as well? Let me see. 128 gig. I'll just plug in the cheapest option. Yeah, it still says May 21st. What about the 2 terabyte option? Yep, May 21st. How about 2 terabyte 12.9 inch? Yep. Everything's still available on launch for me, which makes sense. Most of this stuff doesn't get back ordered very quickly. Let's see. iPad already slipped. Which one? I can't see which one has slipped. 128 gig model. Well, for me at least. It's possible it may have slipped in ship date for you, but not for me. That has happened. People are saying iPad. Which iPad? You got to say which one. You can't just say all of them. The Siri remote has an $8 shipping fee. What? What the heck? How come? 1 terabyte iPad? Really? Not for me. I plugged in the 1 terabyte iPad. It's still available at launch, May 21st. Both sizes. Maybe if I get silver, 1 terabyte? No. Either way, they all say May 21st for me. I can't get any slip dates. Gigabit Ethernet on base model for $30 more. Well, that was there before. That's the Mac Mini, right? 1 terabyte iPad, May 26th for some people. Ordered. Apple was having trouble with splitting the cost between credit cards for a bit. Uh-oh. Dang it, Apple. M1 Max and iPad Pro see first discount. Huh. Rockford Media, thank you for the super chat. 12.9-inch silver cellular for Bay Area. Oh, I guess I haven't been playing with the cellular options. Oh, wow, yeah. If I plugged in, I think this is because I wonder if the cellular ones were ever available on launch, because, yeah, I just plugged in the silver 1 terabyte mini LED iPad with cellular, and it says June 9th at the earliest. Let me see. Oh, okay. 128 gig with cellular is still available on launch. 256 with cellular available on launch. Ooh, 512 gig cellular June 2nd. So a bunch of the 5G iPads are pushed into June already within 12 minutes. I don't think that's because everybody's ordering the cellular options, to be clear. I think that's because they had a lack of 5G modems available. 12.9-inch slip to first week of June. Not for all the sizes for me. If you get Wi-Fi or... Oh, wow, yeah. Actually, they have already. The base model silver iPad Pro 12.9-inch says June 2nd, and that's for the Wi-Fi version, not even Wi-Fi and cellular. What about Space Gray? Space Gray is still available May 21st. Okay, so if you want the grayer option, you can still get that at launch, but if you choose the silver, that's into June. That's slipping quick, actually. I was not anticipating that. What about 256 gig? 256 gig silver with Wi-Fi is still May 21st. This is the mini LED one I'm talking about. Zach Hicks got his Apple TV. Awesome. I'm glad it worked out. I hope you get it on the 21st. Let's see. 11-inch 1 terabyte. I think I'll get it so it has 16 gigs of RAM. I think people misunderstand the purpose or function of RAM and realize that it primarily has to do with multitasking, and it does not make a tremendous difference, especially on iPad OS, which the majority of iPads have 4 gigs of RAM or less. And that's what most of the apps and the software for iPad is optimized for. So unless Apple comes out with Final Cut and Logic, and you plan on using those applications with your iPad, 16 gigs of RAM is not going to make a big difference for whatever you plan on doing. People had a lot of people seem to have a lot of issues with the ordering process, but it seems to be working now. Let me mess around with the Space Gray 256 is still available at launch. Space Gray 512 gig Wi-Fi is still available at launch day. 1 terabyte Wi-Fi Space Gray is June 2nd, pushed back all the way to June. Chenille, thank you for the super chat. Did mine through Apple Card. Me too. Although I'm not seeing any of the charges for it yet, which is, I guess, good. I don't want to get charged for it until they actually ship. Joey Z, wow, thank you for the very generous super chat. He said, got my iPad Pro through Verizon. Have always had cellular. You, Drew, it was heartbreaking to see your dreams crushed last event. It's okay, mine were too. Oh, thank you, Joey. My heart was crushed, but I am seeking therapy about it. I'm looking for help. I'm trying to reach out. I haven't. I put both the orders on my Apple Card, but I have not seen the charges yet. But thank you for the super chat, Joey. I'm hoping that the 32-inch iMac ends up looking much better, but I have a bad feeling it won't. I'm feeling like it won't. They don't charge till shipping with pre-orders. Well, that's good. Some people are saying they were charged, which is weird. Got my 11-inch iPad Pro in Space Gray with 256 gig after 6 attempts. Wow. 6 attempts. This is why Apple should take the store down, I feel like. I think that it causes all kinds of problems when they leave the Apple store up like this. But yeah, I'm seeing Space Gray 2 terabyte Wi-Fi mini-LED iPad is still available at launch day. But 1 terabyte Wi-Fi Space Gray mini-LED is pushed into June still. 128 gig. Like, the model that I just ordered is still available at launch. But 256 still available at launch. That's good. 1 terabyte pushed to June. 2 terabyte still available at launch. So it's just everybody's getting that 1 terabyte option, I guess. Dang, not selling the new Mac keyboard yet. Yeah, I have a feeling because that new Touch ID Magic Keyboard probably only works with M1 Macs, they're probably not going to sell that separately until all of the Intel Macs have been removed from the store. That's my prediction, but I don't know. I feel like there should be a way to still technically use the Magic Keyboard Touch ID with Intel Macs, especially if you have a Mac that allows your Apple Watch to unlock it. Like, what's the deal? What's the big stretch? Like, with an Apple Watch unlocked, like, I can unlock my iMac Pro just by wearing my Apple Watch and being near it. So it proves that Apple is comfortable allowing a wireless device to dictate whether or not the iMac is unlocked. So if they're comfortable with a wireless, Bluetooth device unlocking the iMac, why would they be against the Magic Keyboard? I don't know. It's like, it's got to have the one secure enclave feature of the M1. Like, I don't know. It could just be them wanting you to buy a new Mac. But when they say, like, no, it's not possible to do that with an Intel Mac, I'm like, is it though? Are we sure? Okay. As far as what a nightmare, at least 10x the cart was screwed. 128 gig 11-inch iPad was not working at all. Just got the 256 gig for good measure. Oof. I don't know, man. That's how they get you. They're like, we're just going to annoy you with the checkout process until you buy a different storage configuration. Yeah, the 11-inch Wi-Fi 256 gig Space Gray is still available at launch. 128, 512, still available. 1 terabyte 11-inch Space Gray Wi-Fi still available at launch. 2 terabyte. Yeah, so pretty much every 11-inch Space Gray is still available at launch. But definitely a bit more of the cellular models getting pushed out. What you think, how many Apple AirTags have been ordered? Oh, I don't know. Probably a few million at this point. I don't know. Seems like a lot of people are still able to get theirs on launch day, which is good. First shipments arriving May 21st. Awesome. Are you ordering the purple iPhone 12? You could have ordered that like a week ago. That didn't just go live today, but no. I saw the unboxing videos. Purple isn't really my color. But simultaneously, I saw a bunch of people unbox the purple iPhone, and I was like, I don't like those light shades of colors. I like dark, saturated colors, and that purple was, I don't know, not my thing. I know what an iPhone 12 looks like. It's okay. Not much to say on it. Alejandro says, got base model iMac. Do you think down the line I could upgrade the keyboard with Touch ID? Could be a while. You might be able to, but I think there's a good chance that it could be like many, many months, like maybe years. Who knows? Almost $2,000 for the 1 terabyte Wi-Fi 12.9 inch. Well, that's not new. That was the same story with the last iPad Pro, Jay. There were iPads nearing $2,000 very easily. Let's max it out for fun. Let's see how expensive we can get this thing. 12.9 inch, 2 terabytes with cellular, $2,400. So also that maxed out iPad Pro is, if you order it today, it doesn't get here until June 9th. If you order that maxed out iPad, you will not get it until after quadruple UDC. That's how backordered it is. But I also imagine that a lot of the iPads with cellular are low in supply because of the chip shortage and because of 5G modems. Ethernet and Touch ID is on the base iMac. No, it isn't. I don't believe that's true. Let me double check, but I believe you are incorrect, sir. I believe the 13-inch model does not come with Touch ID. I'm going to double check here. Yeah, base model iMac for $1,300 only has 2 USB-C ports on the back. There's no extra 2 USB 3 ports like the $1,500 iMac has. And I do not see an Ethernet option. Let me select the base trim. Oh, I see what people are saying. Okay, I didn't realize this before. I thought people were talking about the Mac Mini. So the $1,300 iMac, this is the base model, only has 2 ports on the back here, see? There's not 4. You just have the 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, and that's it. During the checkout process of the base model, you can opt for Ethernet, which I believe is in the charge brick. It's funny that a desktop has a charge brick. So $30 extra to get gigabit Ethernet. And then if you want, yeah, they don't let you opt for the, I don't see an option to let you opt for the Touch ID keyboard. You can opt for the trackpad instead of the mouse. It's funny how the icon doesn't update when you select the trackpad. But yeah, if you do want Touch ID on the keyboard, you literally have to go back and opt for this option with the 4 USB-C ports on the back. Someone was telling me that earlier, and I thought they were referring to the Mac Mini. I was like, yeah, of course. What are you talking about? Now I understood what you meant. So if you want Ethernet on the base iMac, it's an extra $30. Okay, that's not crazy, actually, considering all of the amazing Apple checkout options I've seen. That one's actually not too outlandish. Was able to order base level silver iMac, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gig SSD, trackpad with education discount, estimated May 21st. Didn't want to pay for Apple TV remote shipping, so I ordered through B&H. Oh, you can do that? Are these available through B&H? You can add Touch ID by going to language options of the Magic Keyboard. Oh, really? Let me try. Okay. Blue keyboards. Magic Keyboard with Touch ID. I don't see it. Blue keyboard. How did you get that? Because I don't see it. Language options? I don't see that language options. At least on the app, they don't seem to have it. There's no language options under keyboard. So, huh. Oh, right here. I see. Magic Keyboard, US English. Oh, I see it. Magic Keyboard with Touch ID, US English. Add $50. Oh! Did that work? I think it worked. Magic Keyboard with Touch ID and numeric keypad. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. So you can get it at checkout. They have a Magic Keyboard with numeric keypad and Touch ID? Oh, yeah, I see it down there. They have it down here, but it was there for a second. Huh. So you just tap the button that says Magic Keyboard with US English. Do you think that the new iPad Pro will support external display without the normal black borders? We don't know that yet. As of right now, it does not. But it's possible that they could update it at quadruple UDC to kind of revamp external monitor support so it works more like it's an additional $50 in case you missed it. So yeah, essentially if you want the base model iMac with only 2 ports on the back, but you still want Touch ID and you still want Ethernet, it's an extra $80. You just have to go into some weird configurator settings. Do you think it's worth getting the latest gen iPad Pro now? Need something for college? Well, I haven't used it yet, but if you have the money for it and it seems to have features you care about, I guess. But I mean, I don't know your budget. I don't know. Worth is subjective. I don't know how much money you got or how much money you have to spend. So if you got to buy the keyboard, get MacBook Air might be better if you just need something with a keyboard. Might be cheaper. Iron Joey says, I bet you'll keep the iMac. Oh, you arrogant fools. You really think after all these years of me saying I hate something and then I try it out in person and then I still hate it, I'm going to suddenly start loving chins and white bezels? I've been looking at chins on my iMac Pro for years, and guess what? I still hate it 4 years later. I still despise it. And you guys are still holding out hope that somehow, because this device has white bezels, I'm going to see it in person and suddenly change all of my opinions on chins and white bezels. You don't know me very well if that's the case. Do you think Final Cut Logic, etc., is coming to the iPad? I really hope so, but I can't guarantee it. It feels like if they're giving so much extra RAM to the iPad Pros, they have to be developing something for them that's giving them a little bit extra power. But this is also Apple, and there's been so many times in Apple's history where I recall us all saying, oh, okay, we're going to get Pro apps this year, and the iPad's going to become more of a Mac replacement. And every year it seems to be the same thing. Every year it's like, oh, it's so close. Oh, it's so close. Oh, it's so close. And it's still just a few features away. So I don't know for sure. You know, I don't have sources. I'm not a leaker or anything, but I really, really hope so. The chin is easy to get used to. I know, I've had a chin for years. I just don't see the point in buying and keeping. Guys, even if this iMac was gorgeous, even if it didn't have a chin and it had black bezels, I probably still would not keep it simply because it has the M1 chip, which I've used the M1 chip before. The reason I didn't keep the M1 Mac was because it was technically slower than my iMac Pro at exporting videos. So I'm not going to keep a device that's objectively slower, and I'm definitely not going to keep a device that's objectively slower and uglier because it has white bezels and a thick chin. So the idea of dropping $1,600, I got the order confirmation emails as well. The total fee after tax was $1,627 for an iMac that's smaller than my iMac Pro, for an iMac with worse I/O than my iMac Pro, for an iMac that will export video slower, and for an iMac that has white bezels and a big chin. Basically objectively worse in every metric. So I don't know where the logic is coming from. Them people, you're going to end up keeping it. It's like, you know how many Apple products I've returned, guys, in the past 3 years? I bet I remember everyone saying, yeah, Drew's going to love the Mac Pro. He's going to get that Pro display after he hates on it. So I still don't have it. Never got it. Are you going to get the AirTags today and how much they cost? I'm asking because I'm blind. I don't know if you can see my messages. Oh, I'm sorry, Solrak. Yes, I'm getting my AirTags today. They cost $29. The keychain, the Belkin keychain I got with it was about $13. I'll get it later today, and I'll probably have a video with it. Tyler Forte says, did you get a delivery of the 21st or 21st through 28th? I did. I don't know what you're going. I did. I got both. For me, I didn't see any of them say delivery of the 21st. Pretty much everything said 21st to 27th. But pretty much when they do that, it almost always means 21st. If you get your order in quick, it'll most likely be May 21st. So that's when I got my order in. All my emails are saying May 21st to May 27th by express delivery or by standard delivery. That's interesting. My iPad Pro says standard delivery, but the iMac and Apple TV say express delivery, which is weird. What color iMac you got? Blue. I honored the polls. I got the mid-tier iMac, so I got Touch ID, and then I got the blue one. Hypothetically, if Apple added every iPad OS feature you wanted, would you switch to it, even if, again, hypothetically, your ideal iMac came out with black bezels, M1X chip, and no chin? I would still want to get it just because I want my iPad to be more of a Mac alternative and a Mac replacement, but the M1, like I just mentioned, is still technically slower at exporting videos than my iMac Pro. So I would likely still want to get an iMac, even if they brought all of the features I want to my iPad, just so I could have a faster export time. But I could imagine very easily in the future the iPad getting faster CPUs, whether it be M2 chip or M1X. And once the iPad Pro started to outperform my iMac Pro, then I could start justifying ditching the Mac entirely if they did all the things software-wise between the external webcam support and Final Cut and maybe add some extra ports. I know that's hardware, but yeah, everybody wanted me to get blue, so I got blue. I listened to the audience on this one. It says standard delivery for my iPad Pro also. That's interesting. For the people just joining in who seem to have missed everything, I ordered the cheapest Apple TV 4K with the A12 chip and the new remote. I ordered the cheapest mini LED iPad Pro in space gray, so it's 128 gigs, Wi-Fi only. I don't care about 16 gigs of RAM because it's an iPad, and 8 gigs of RAM. Of unified memory is plenty. I've never run into RAM issues with my current iPad Pro, and it only has 4 gigs of RAM. So cheapest mini LED iPad I could get. And I also got the mid-tier iMac with 4 USB-C ports on the back in blue, 256 gig, 8 gigs of RAM. I'm definitely returning the iMac. I'm not keeping it. I'm just getting it to review, and it will have Touch ID. And that's it. Those are the 3 main ones. I don't think Touch ID is coming to the Pro, even with the keyboard, because if they wanted to do that, they would just add it into the power button like they did with the Air. They could have. They just didn't, I guess, with this one. I'm just wondering if you connected a Magic Keyboard with Touch ID to an iPad. Could you add a software update later that allows you to unlock your iPad via Touch ID, even if it's an iPad Pro, because it has the M1 chip in it, which they said with the Magic Keyboard and Touch ID, it needs the M1 for the secure enclave and that kind of thing. I honestly think the new Apple TV 4K is overkill. I agree. All my items, everything I've ordered today says delivers May 21st through May 27th. What did you say to return? iMac, and I'll probably end up returning the Apple TV. I'm very interested in the remote. The remote looks awesome, and I'm very happy to try it out. But the TV box itself, after tax, the cheapest Apple TV 4K is $193.77 for something that just, plays movies and TV shows. That's still way too expensive, in my opinion. A12 chip isn't really that powerful, and A12 is still kind of overkill for watching TV and stuff. Hey, Simply Pop says the Apple debt is real. Yes, it very much is. We're all in the massive Apple debt now. I can't order yet. It's still not available on the site. Weird. That's bizarre. I'm having trouble finding out if my order was placed. I got an email from Apple saying it did, but when I try to view it through the email, it says I can't find the order. Did it really go through? I don't know. I'm not Apple customer support, but I do think if you got the email, then the order must have gone through. I'd say it's very rare. I haven't really heard of a case where people ordered a device, got the email, but then the order didn't actually go through. That's pretty rare. If they gave you that order number via the email, then it probably worked out. Would you rather have a faster Apple TV or an 8K support? Neither. I don't want either of those things. I want a cheaper Apple TV stick. I don't care about 8K, and I don't care about a faster Apple TV. The Apple TV wasn't slow. Even with the A10X chip from 4 years ago, it was not slow. It was fine. It turned on fine. It ran games fine. The problem with the Apple TV has never been a performance-based thing. It's always been a price thing. It's way too expensive for what it is. What was pissing me off is the longest. It kept saying this product cannot be added to your cart. I couldn't order until like 8:15ish. Yeah, it was telling me that too, although it started working by around 5:05 for me. So after about 5 minutes of trying, it worked. Only the 12.9-inch got pushed back to June for shipping. Yeah, some of them got pushed back for me, but not all of them. I'll check again now that it's been a little while. Has anyone seen the iMac slipping? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Let's try 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage. I'm looking at the blue color right now. 1 terabyte, still available on launch. Let me try a different color. Maybe if I order the silver base model. I'm keeping that Apple TV. That's the only Apple product I never had. Oh, okay. I had it several times, and I learned to hate it over time. Hope you like yours, though. I'm trying the silver color now. I'm not seeing any slip dates so far. What color should I try? Pink? Let me try the pink high-end iMac. I'm going to max it out. Oh, okay. The pink base model, well, not base model. The pink 512 gig says May 24th. So a couple of days, not much, but a couple of days pushback. And if I choose 16 gigs of RAM, it's still May 21st. Okay, still launch day. 1 terabyte pink with 16 gigs of RAM, still launch day. 2 terabytes. It's loading. Wow, it's taking its precious time. Apple's really thinking about this one. Oh, June 1st for the 2 terabyte pink 16 gigs of RAM iMac. Okay, they did get pushed a little bit. I guess May 21st versus June 1st isn't actually that far apart. I was thinking in my head, like, push till June. That's 2 months from now. But I was like, well, everything's coming on May 21st anyway. It's not actually that far. Would you rather have USB-C or SD card reader? Both. Give me both, especially if we're on a desktop. If we're on a laptop, USB-C. But I thought it was funny that they said that his orders was available at 4:30 this morning, so I got up at 3:30 and it didn't start until after 5. Who said that? There was someone in this live stream in the chat before I went live, like yesterday. I set the live streams to go public a day or a couple days before they go live, just so everybody can set a reminder and remember. But someone in the live chat said that the order page would go live at midnight. And I was like, why would you do that? Now you're making me worry that it's going to go live at midnight. I intentionally did not check because I was like, I don't think he's right. There's no reason Apple would say, available at 5 a.m. and then actually go live at midnight. Apple has never done something like that. So I chose to ignore him. But all this morning and all last night, I kept thinking like, oh man, what if that one guy ended up being right and the order page goes up at midnight? Why would you lie about such a thing? That's awful. Don't do that. Let me try a different color. So I'm seeing a few iMac ship dates slip back. Uh-oh, Starlink. We lost Starlink. Come back. Come on, Starlink. You can do it. You can do it. Find the satellites. No, no, no. Come on, Starlink. One sec. Oh, there we go. It came back. Sorry. Sometimes Starlink is still in beta. Sometimes it freaks out on occasion. It should be back now. It's been actually pretty stable most of this live stream. 0.9% of frame drop. That dude's a menace. Yeah. He's Spider-Man. You think there was an overreaction with the iPad stock shortage? I don't know about an overreaction. I would say that seeing some of the iPad configuration ship dates slip that quickly was kind of surprising. If there were a few people out there planning on getting either cellular options or 1 terabyte options, then you do gotta order pretty quick. There was like 12 minutes in, they were already starting to slip. How about the mid-tier iMac? I'm going to configure the same one I just ordered. Yeah, the same one I just ordered is still available on launch day. So the one I ordered doesn't seem to be high in demand. What if I opt for 2 terabyte blue? June 1st. Okay, 2 terabyte options seem to be pushed back a bit. 1 terabyte still on launch. 512 gigs still on launch. How about 16 gigs of RAM? Yep, 16 gigs still on launch. This is the blue color we're talking. 1 terabyte still on launch. 2 terabyte pushed back to June. Okay, so I'm seeing a pattern here. It appears that M1 chips equipped with 2 terabytes of storage seem to be pushed back the most, which makes sense because Apple likely produced the least of those because they figured it wouldn't be as popular an option, but that's why those are less common. Yeah, I'm on Starlink. I've been on Starlink since I uploaded the unboxing video. Ever since the Starlink unboxing, all the live streams, all the videos I've uploaded have been over Starlink. There better not be an iPad Pro shortage. My school is purchasing me one, and I really need it. Well, if they order now, hopefully they can get one. Miles says, what are your thoughts on this new iMac, and will you buy this one, or will you wait for a much better one? Well, I just ordered one, but I'm just getting it to review. I'm going to return it. I'm not going to keep it. I don't like the design, and I don't like the I.O., but I'm definitely waiting to see what the bigger sized iMac could have in store. Let's see. Mac Pro just placed a new order. Oh no, there goes the money. The Intel Mac Pro is going out the window. You know what's funny is they still ship the 1080p iMac for $1,100, so you can still get that. And I think it looks better. If you're just looking for a FaceTime machine, I would say just get the $1,100 iMac. Is Starlink good? Yes, it's quite good. The only times I notice the little dropouts are when I'm live streaming. We don't notice the dropouts when we're watching TV or watching YouTube videos, or even when we're uploading videos. I don't notice a difference with the dropouts. And the uptime of Starlink has improved a lot during this beta period. It's supposed to be out of beta in a couple months, and then there won't be dropouts at all, hopefully. The new Siri remote looks great. Yes, I agree. I can't wait to try it. Could you use an iPad Pro 12.9-inch 1 terabyte 16 gigs running macOS in a VM? Someone will probably figure it out. I mean, the fact that the iPad Pro now has an M1 should make it easier than ever to try to get macOS on that thing, especially knowing that the iPads can do mouse and keyboard support and everything. So I don't think it will be endorsed by Apple, but I definitely think people will do that, yeah. Or the upload speeds with Starlink, it varies a lot. There are times I've seen Starlink upload skyrocket up to 40 or 50 megabits up, which was better than Comcast, but most of the time it sits around 20 to 30. Starlink speeds are not super stable because it's satellite internet. So sometimes it's really good, sometimes it goes down, but it fluctuates within seconds of each other. So like 1 second you can do a speed test and it's like 250, and the next second it's 60. It's all over the place. But for watching, like, you can watch 4K movies and stuff just fine. We watch movies and TV shows at high resolution HDR all the time, and no issues. And I upload my videos in a timely manner at 4K at 60 FPS, and it takes 20-30 minutes to upload the videos. But yeah, overall, I feel like I'm a pretty heavy-duty internet user. My wife is a pretty heavy-duty internet user. Seems to work great for us. Would you consider switching to the M1 iPad Pro Final Cut comes to iPadOS? If Final Cut comes to iPadOS, I will definitely do at least a couple videos just off of the iPad, but I don't see myself abandoning my Mac just yet, because my iMac Pro is still technically faster at exporting than the M1. So I'm not going to switch to a different machine that's objectively slower. But in a pinch, you know, if I'm editing on the go, if I'm on a trip or something and I want to edit a video, then for sure I would still use that. And I plan on keeping this iPad Pro anyway, as long as I can sell my old one. If I can't sell my old one for some reason, then, you know, it might be a different story. But I was wondering about, as a fellow content creator who uploads YouTube videos, yeah, iPad's fine for the basics. Mac is still going to be better for more advanced video editing or live streaming. Like this type of broadcast I'm doing right now, I could not do with the iPad. I think it's all software limitations too. I feel like the iPad has the hardware to do this type of broadcast. It just doesn't have the software. I just noticed your play button. Oh, yeah. I kind of forget that's there sometimes. I don't like flex. I should take it down. I'll probably just take it down at some point. Do you think that the base iMac is bad because I'm going to use the Thunderbolt dock? I think the design is bad. Functionally, it's eh. I would highly, highly encourage anybody who's thinking about getting the base iMac to consider just getting a MacBook Air, which you can take with you. You know, a laptop is far more versatile. If you're comfortable getting... Here's the question you need to ask yourselves, right? Like, think about this. If you're getting the base model iMac, that means you're getting 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports and a headphone jack and an M1 chip. that same combination is available on a $300 laptop. Okay, barely any performance difference. I don't think the fans are going to make a huge impact on your day-to-day performance. Same I/O on a MacBook Air that's $1,000. Same storage, same RAM, and that MacBook Air you can take with you. You can throw in a bag. It's very light. And if you want a bigger display, if your argument is, well, the 24-inch iMac is bigger and I want a big desktop screen, you can spend $300 on a really nice monitor that you could dock the MacBook Air to, but also disconnect the MacBook Air when you feel like it and take it with you. Take it to school, take it to work, take it to the couch, edit in bed, edit at the desk. Like, $1,300 for an M1 chip is honestly, out of all the all-in-one Macs available, this is kind of the most expensive one. And there's much cheaper M1 Macs that, in my opinion, are more versatile and more practical. So, yeah, you can get a good 4K monitor for $300. You can. Keep in mind the MacBook Air you used was fanless, has 8 gigs of RAM, and was running off of battery power. The M1 can be fast. I know it can be. I've seen the performance tests. The performance tests between M1 MacBook Air and M1 Mac Mini were not that different. I saw comparison videos, and I was curious if there would be much of a difference, and there really wasn't. M1 without a fan versus M1 with a fan is not that drastic. They're pretty close. Anyway, in my opinion, the 11-inch is worth it. The bigger one gets really heavy over time. I don't find this heavy at all, but I've been very, very used to it. To me, this is like the lightest 13-inch display you could possibly hold. You could get a base iPad Pro also for cheaper that has 120 hertz and mini-LED, but that's also an iPad. I assume there's software limitations and stuff, but if you want a desktop, get the Mac Mini. I agree. I wouldn't recommend the iMac to really anybody, but I'm still willing to check it out because people aren't going to, believe that I don't like it if I don't try it. And if I try it and don't like it, then I don't know. People are probably still going to get angry. But either way, it's the first iMac redesign we've had in 10 years. Okay, so I'm willing to check it out. But anyway, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I thank you all for watching. I thank you all for the super chats, and happy hunting with those of you who haven't got your orders in yet. But I hope the ship dates are quick, and I hope we all get our hands on to these devices as quick as possible. Stay tuned for Starship SN15 launching today, hopefully, unless that's been canceled. I'm not sure, but it gets canceled all the time. And I will probably be unboxing AirTag, my first AirTag, later today, which is fun. Anywho, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you have an excellent rest of your day.